Good. I am so excited to bring this group out to you guys. First, we have showrunner and creator Don Mancini. All right. Now we have Zackary Arthur, who plays Jake Wheeler. Next, we have Bjorgvin Arnarson, who plays Devon Evans. We got Alyvia Alyn Lind, who plays Lexi Cross. Bella Higginbotham, who plays the new classmate Nadine. We've got Jennifer Tilly. We have Devon Sawa, who plays Father Bryce, and Lachlan Watson, who plays Glenn and Glenda. All right, so first of all, let's give them some love for a great season and two. Oh my God. And also, let's congratulate Jennifer on winning this hack and sack. All right, so social reminder, I gotta tell you guys, don't forget to all your hashtags at hashtag Chucky, hashtag NYCC, you wanna at SYFY, at Chucky is real, anything that you've got here, no spoilers, don't blow for anybody else, but we've also got some amazing giveaways for later on, so I hope you guys brought some good questions. All right, so Don, the show is so good. I just have to say, it's such a great job. Season 1 was awesome. Season 1, setting a show on Halloween is just the greatest idea. What?
Can I adjust my chair?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, I know, right? I'm like staring at. Does this even feel like a job for you at this point?
Well, it's taken over my life. So in a way, it's it's not a job, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
I think, and we all feel like we all work for Chucky. Chucky's the boss. So in that sense, it's a job, but it's a job I feel incredibly lucky to have. Right. And we owe it all to you guys. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you've somehow managed to make horror and social commentary and meta humor and family drama and soapy elements all work together. Is this your dream project, to get to take the Chucky idea and really just expand it?
Yeah, it's been a dream for a while. Since I first worked on Hannibal for Brian Fuller is when I first started thinking about it. And I was on that show with a friend of mine named Nick Antosca, who of course has gone on to become a huge force in horror TV himself. His show, Friend of the Family, premiering this week on Peacock. Let's plug that for him. Yay, Nick. But yeah, I love doing it. I love being able to do all of the aspects that you mentioned. And one of the reasons I wanted to bring it to television is because when I first worked on Hannibal, I just saw that the process of making television, by its very nature, if you do it correctly, if you cast the right writers and directors, then I knew that I could elevate it. It's not just me. It's there are a lot of very smart, talented people working to make this work. Yeah. And it seems like it did work.
Yeah, yeah. What does it mean for the movie franchise?
Well, I want to do both. I mean, so that's my biggest dream, is be able to have it like Marvel, to have the television series going on,
a Chuckyverse,
and the movies happening, and maybe other TV spin-offs happening. I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? But that's all up to you guys. So please watch the show so we can keep doing this. It can take over our lives even more.
Yeah. And this is so because the movies, you created this world and these characters that we all wanted to see in the show. So you got some of them, you brought them in. And now you've created new characters that we would want to see move into the movie world as well, and come back and forth. Talk about putting together your cast, because these kids are so, and they're probably 30, but these kids are so good.
Well, that's the thing, is they are not 30. Very unusually for kids on television, they are actually kids. They're actually teenagers. And
as far as you know.
As far as I know. And there was some resistance to that because they can't work as many hours. And, so there are some practical considerations about it. But I knew that in order to really effectively portray the YA material, you have to have these kids.
Right.
do it. And they're awesome.
They're like the cool kids version of Disney kids.
Oh, is that?
You
I
know?
love that. I love the sound of that.
Like they would kick the Disney kids'
There
butt,
you go.
You know?
That's a huge compliment.
And now, what you've got them set up for the second season really deepens the mythology, because by sending them to, you guys saw how the first episode ended, sending them to a place where Charles Lee Ray did a lot of damage, you're really just blowing open the mythology, it seems.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to, one of the main things I wanted to do was continue to follow the relationship between Jake and Devon. Mm-hmm. And, you know, as in any good drama, you have to create conflict. They can't just live happily ever after simply. There has to be stuff going on. And so I wanted to continue to draw on real life and my own experiences as a gay kid, growing up Catholic, and as Jake, Zach's character, has a line in episode 2 where he says to Devon, "What are we going to do here? Because the Catholics aren't exactly down with the gays."
Yeah.
And the personification of that conflict is right down there, who plays Father Bryce. Yeah. So I think that one of the things that I think has made the TV show work as well as it does is that it has this feeling of real life and real pain in it and real issues that kids go through.
And some of that is based on your own.
Yes.
Okay. Because I also went to Catholic school, and
yeah,
Alder Boy of the Year, just to wear the dress. So these kids, I look at Jake and Devon as they're like our gay Archie and Jughead. They're the ones we want to get together. And Lexi, I'm living for this mess that she is becoming. Like, she's just a white-hot disaster. And I'm like, yes, ruin her. It's great.
One of the things I love about of doing the TV show, and I did this a lot in the movies, I love to write for actors that I know. And I've been doing that for Jennifer for 25 years, and it's to have such talented, and you know, with Brad Dourif and Fiona Dourif and Alex and all of them, it's just, once you get to know them as performers and as people, it's fun to just throw new shit their way. Right. What were we talking? Oh, Allie. So just having got to know Allie and her amazing talents, I thought we've got to really put this character through the ringer. And it was really because I knew how she would nail that. And boy, did she.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
All right. So Zach, because you're playing basically the surrogate of your boss. First of all, how daunting is that? But also, how great is it that your research tool is right there?
It's way cooler than I ever was.
No, come on. God, sorry, I'm so nervous. Yeah, I mean.
You got it.
Sorry,
Is it hard being my surrogate?
Right.
No, it's not hard because we spend so much time together, and we're hanging out off set. So I get to know you, and it's an honor to play, I guess, the younger you. And
well, again, Jake and Zach are way cooler than I actually was.
I know we saw some pictures.
You need to do that.
Oh, I would love to see pictures of you in high school.
We saw some pictures.
Yeah. Don looked just like Zach when he was Zach's
dead
age.
ringer.
Stop.
When I cast Zach, Fiona and my sisters, they just kind of laughed and they go, "You realize what you've done?" I'm like, "No, what?" It's like, "You cast yourself." But that was just a bonus that he's such a handsome devil.
Like, I really am working through some
really
stuff here.
because his audition was amazing.
Nice. And Bjorgvin, it seems like Devon this season is, because last season he came in as he was the boyfriend, and he was the one that we kind of wanted to keep safe. But this year it seems like he is moving into his own space of strength, and he has his own mind and his own views on how we should be dealing with Chucky.
Yes. That. Devon, he's, I guess he grew some balls. I don't know. I think, he, in this season, I think he's more confident. He's more, after all that trauma from season 1, he's kind of you know what, Chucky, I'm killing this guy. No, I'm done.
Right, he's the only one who makes sense. He's like, no, we need to kill him.
Exactly. And then Jake's all like, oh, I'm sad. Shut up, man. Come on. We got to deal with this problem. Okay?
And also loving the fact that he was the one who's like, yeah, no, we're probably going to make out at this Catholic school. Like,
Zach-
that's not gonna not happen.
I'm really disappointed about that. So.
Get yours, boy. All right, so, and Don, how does it feel, how do you feel about the state of horror these days? Because it does seem like TV is getting better at doing horror than some movies.
My feeling is that when I started out in horror in the 80s and the 90s, the genre working in Hollywood often felt like the bastard stepchild. And the people we were working for at times, the studios, they sort of would look down on it a little bit. And that has changed dramatically, I think, over the years. And now horror is really very valued in Hollywood in a way that it wasn't when I started out. So I think that affects the genre in both movies and television. I have to admit I'm inexcusably behind on everything because I'm just working on the show like every day of my life for the past 3 years. But what is Mike Flanagan's new show that drops? The
Midnight Club. Yeah,
No,
Midnight Club.
I hear that's
yeah.
amazing, and
Yeah.
he's so amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I love all of his work. So I think he's a real.
Don, we're here to promote Chucky.
There we go.
Come on.
Yes.
There we go.
Time's a ticking.
All right, Alyvia. All right, so seriously, I at first I was worried about her, like, you know, but then I'm kind of like, like we really do. Every group needs, like, especially gay guys, like we love a messy blonde. So I'm like, it's honestly, so. But last
Why I
season,
changed my hair color.
and she had.
Me too.
There you go. So, but last season, you all went through terrible trauma. How much of this is a reflection of the trauma she went through at the hands of Chucky versus the fact that her family sucks?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I think that, well, first of all, it's just the arc of the first season. I think we got to see a lot more of Lexi's family traumas. And that's kind of why I think everybody started by hating her and then ended up kind of liking her. Hopefully most of you did. And then I think this season we really dive into the deeper trauma, like the trauma below the trauma,
Okay.
because now she has all this trauma from her family, and I think that she's just trying to keep her little sister safe and, you know, her mom, and also is dealing with losing half of the people in her life that she cared about. So she's turning to some pretty dark places, but she's trying to have her besties help her out. And they're in their own kind of world,
Yeah.
because they're some trouble in paradise, but
Sure.
Right?
but yeah, she's trying to
Okay.
get through it, and she just feels pretty much utterly alone.
Yeah. Did the three of you, were you shocked when you ended up being complicit in blowing up a toddler?
No, not really.
The funniest thing happened. We were at the premiere 2 nights ago, and the little boy who plays
Simon.
Simon, the little boy who plays Gary, somebody said to him, like, is it crazy that they killed a kid? Like,
Yeah.
they killed you? And he's like, it's okay. Chucky stays away from 8 and below. I'm 10, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that kid, you blew up a kid.
I was surprised to see that kid blow up because I know in Cult of Chucky, Don wanted to slaughter a child, and Universal said, no, we do not kill
Wow.
children here at Universal.
That was
But
10 years ago.
But now that we're
times have
streaming,
changed.
Like I said, the horror genre has
Right.
changed in Hollywood. It'll be babies next.
yeah.
Don, tell them how you got a small child that you said you bargained with them and said, what age can I kill a child?
We cannot.
Double digits.
We can't discuss this today.
Okay, all right. He got a
We have
10-year-old
studio executives here in the
that
audience.
looked younger than 10, so it would even sadder. But the child was 10 because they bargained with him and they said, you can kill a 10-year-old. And that little kid is so excited because he's like, I'm the youngest kid that was ever killed in Chucky, right?
Well,
So I said,
that's how I
"Don,
sold it to him. I said, "You're Chucky's youngest victim ever," and he's like, "I am."
I am. You get a trophy.
I said in season 3, if there is a season 3, he should kill a toddler just to make that little kid sad.
Yes.
There.
There we go.
It's a challenge.
Always pushing the envelope is Don Mancini.
I like him. I don't. No, don't do that.
No, I think when we were discussing this in the van over here, and I was thinking, oh my God, there was such a funny opportunity since at the finale of last year when Chucky said, we're not savages, we don't kill babies, so let's say like no one under the age of 5 or 6. I should have had Chucky say to Gary, how old are you? Let me see your birth certificate. Okay, we're good to go. Boom.
Good.
That would have been good, Don.
Bella, Nadine is a total trip. You guys haven't met her yet, right?
She comes in episode 2.
Episode 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, you guys are going to love Nadine. Nadine is a lot. She's a burst of energy. She's in any other movie you'd be like, she will die very soon. But I feel like she has a bit more smarts to her.
I think she really is like a very intelligent person. She.
What?
She's a kleptomaniac, which is a little bit of a spoiler, but hey. She.
Oh well.
Oh, well.
No, that's out there now.
Yeah, it is.
You don't have to watch the rest of the season.
We're done.
The whole
no, season
She just
3.
steals
Season's
Chucky's
ruined.
knives, and he's like, what the hell?
But she just, I don't know. She's very smart, I believe. Like she wouldn't trust people as far as she can throw them, you know? Which might be a little far for Chucky because he's so small.
Right. But she seems to be like, if Lexi's going to have a good influence, it would be this girl,
Yes.
aside from the stealing.
Yes.
All right. And are the other kids treating you nice on the show?
Yes, they're so kind to me.
No.
They're my best friends.
No.
What are you talking about?
Leave.
What about you, Lachlan? Yeah.
What?
We won't meet you for a little bit also, but how are the kids treating you?
Well, I really didn't get to work with them much until later.
She's one of us.
Oh, yeah.
They're one of us. Thank you very much.
All right, okay.
But they're very, 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 very nice to me. I think I earned their trust, and I think I trust them a little more than maybe I should. But I've had a fantastic time. I feel very much a part of the family.
We love Lachlan.
Yeah.
Wait till you see Lachlan in these roles,
Yes,
man.
yes.
They're amazing.
I'll give you that.
Lachlan
$40
is my
after.
darling Glenda.
Yes.
I didn't think I could love anybody more than that little doll, but Lachlan is better than the doll,
Yes, nice.
which
All right,
is
and
a big
speaking-
compliment.
Speaking of Tiffany, Jennifer.
Yes.
If there is anyone, like you guys, when you watch it, like it's so clear you are having the most fun doing this.
Yes.
Like absolutely just loving this.
I knew you were going to come to me next, and so I made my skirt a little bit shorter. I was like, I'm next.
You have no power over here.
I love playing Tiffany. I have no power over you or Don.
Well, probably both of us.
Well, I'm trying to tempt
She
somebody
bosses
out
me
there.
around all the time. I have to do what she says.
But I love playing Tiffany. It's so much fun. And as you all know, Tiffany is inside Jennifer Tilly's body now. So she's living in Jennifer Tilly's mansion, wearing her ball gowns to fry eggs in the morning, and basically ruining Jennifer Tilly's life. She's lost all Jennifer Tilly's money gambling because she's a terrible gambler, unlike Miss Tilly. And she went in on a few auditions, and she was awful because Tiffany, unlike Oscar-nominated Miss Tilly, she's not a very good actress. And then she called her agent and said, offer only. And her agent thought, Jennifer Tilly obviously doesn't know how far she's fallen in the showbiz world, and nobody is going to make her any offers, but oh well. So now she sits at home, and she thinks of ways to make Nika look pretty.
Yeah.
And she puts little tiaras on her, and little ruffly dresses, and she has her in a little pink bedroom. And I'm not giving away any spoilers because you all saw that in the trailer, and it's in the very beginning of episode 2. Anytime I say anything, I feel Don glaring at me like, don't talk about that shit. All during the show, I was posting pictures of myself in outfits without context. And then Don was like, oh my God, you posted a picture of yourself in the dressing room. This is terrible. I'm going to write you up. And then, look, Mr. Professional, every time I come around the corner and try to take a video or a picture of Devon, he's like, no, don't post that. was like, Devon, I'm not interested in posting you on my Instagram. I'm all about me. I'm trying to promote me.
Okay, so this is what Nadine is like.
This is why the Academy has that music.
Well, you're just anxious because it's your turn next. You know, I saw you starting to flex your muscles. Like, I'm next.
This, like the Saturn Awards, I always have to go up there. I got nothing to say now.
Yeah, right. Well, but Jennifer, I saw in the super tease that we showed, I saw a familiar face from Jennifer's film past.
Oh, yes. In episode 4, we do I wouldn't say a parody, an homage to Bound, which is... Thank you. And you know, Don Mancini has always been fascinated with Bound, and there's sort of a Bound reference in a lot of the films, like at the end of Cult of Chucky, when I kiss Nika, and we drive off into the horizon in a red truck. That directly emulates the ending of Bound. So Dawn said to me, do you think Gina and Joey would want to guest star on Chucky? And I was like, I'll make a phone call. So I made a phone call. Of course, both of them balked. But when I told Gina that Joey was gonna do it, then Gina wanted to do it too, because the two of them are so competitive. They squabble like cats and dogs, and they just want to be doing what the other person is doing. So I don't think I'm giving anything away, Don. Gina and Joey,
The night is young.
they're both in love with me. Isn't that fabulous? And so they come in. Did I give anything away?
Uh-huh.
Everybody loves me. I think that's a foregone conclusion.
Quick, mute her.
All right, so Devon.
Oh, wait.
Well, I gotta follow this.
Casper.
What am I supposed to do now?
I just want to say my sister Meg Tilly is in that. Speaking of love, okay, yes, my sister Meg Tilly is in that episode, and my friend Sutton Strack from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is in that episode too.
Yes.
Don't play me off. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
All right, yes.
Thank you.
One more bow.
right.
One more bow. Here we go.
Woo!
There it is, folks.
I love
Great
you all.
Jennifer Tilly.
All right. Well, we're finished now.
And we're all out of time.
All right, Devon. She was right. You are next. You were killed off twice last year.
Yes.
And you're kind of like the Kenny of the Chuckyverse.
Yes.
And also you're kind of horror royalty as well.
What? I'm sorry, what?
Horror royalty. You've got
Horror royalty.
Horror royalty.
I suppose.
Horror, or is it horror?
Horror.
I've done some horror.
Horror royalty.
It's what I like to watch, so I try to get at
Okay.
least, you know.
So yeah, what is the appeal to you? What is?
Ever since I was a young kid, I was renting VHS horror movies, whatever was the most craziest title or cover, I would rent it, and Child's Play was one of those movies. It's one of those movies that I absolutely fell in love with and watched all the movies through the 90s and even Jennifer's.
Even mine.
Even Jennifer's.
Especially mine.
Especially Jennifer Tilly's. And I just love horror.
And so is it the idea like you just want to keep coming back to get killed?
No, it's
We
Dawn's
don't know that.
idea.
We don't know what
I
happened.
don't want to die.
I want you killed every year and then back as a new character.
On last season, I called Dawn and I tried to talk him out of killing me, and he still killed me. And
Twice.
he killed me so well that he wanted to bring me back and kill me again.
Yeah.
Potentially.
And so one thing that I did want to ask, especially for Zach and Bjorgvin, are they going to is anyone actually going to be like, hey, that priest kind of looks like your dad and uncle, and
I
also
don't know
that
what you're
priest
talking
is kind of hot.
I have to say.
No,
Like, is
that's
anyone
really
going to call that out? Because I'm watching and I'm like, if that was a priest at my middle school or high school, things would have been a
watching.
lot different.
Keep watching.
Guys.
keep watching. Yeah.
Guys.
Okay, all right. I've heard that though you love working on the show and working with all these guys, that there is technically, some bad blood between you and one of your co-stars.
We're not actually supposed to talk.
Well, I think we should get ahead of it before,
Damien, don't talk about it.
I-
No, don't
Well-
talk about it. We don't talk about it.
Well, SYFY sent me some video clips that I wanted.
Oh, okay, we can talk about it.
Just so people know that you're not the villain here.
I talked to my publicist about not.
Well, while
No,
you do
Chucky
that, we're just to
publicist.
run this, and you guys can decide what's going on here.
You're supposed to see that part.
The cast of Don't
All
Worry.
of you, every
We're supposed to
single
see that
one of
part.
you.
They told me that they were gonna show that. I don't,
Yeah.
They weren't gonna air it.
They said it was an unofficial poll. That's what they
Yeah.
told us.
So wait, all right.
Chucky
Team
made us
Team
do
Devon. Team Chucky. So the cast of Don't Worry, Darling would thank you for taking the heat off of them. Lachlan, let's talk about Glenn and Glenda.
Let's.
How much fun is this to get to play these two?
It's awful.
Yeah, yeah. What sort of hell are they bringing to town?
What sort of hell are they bringing to town? I don't even know if they know, really. I'm not even sure. I think they're kind of flying by the seat of their pants at this point. I think their main motive is to stir up shit and take some names. So I suppose we'll all find out.
Which one would you say you're closer to?
Am I closer to? Well, Glenn is nicer. But Glenda's more like me, so.
Okay, all right. I know you can't. We don't want to spoil anything because their arrival is a great moment in the episode. But you clearly worked with Devon and Jennifer a bit.
Yes.
Of the three of you, who would say they had ended up with the most blood on them at the end of a day?
Whose blood?
Oh.
I don't know. Would it be a spoiler if we said that? I know I have posted pictures of myself covered in blood, so I have to say I have more blood on me in this series, in this season, than I ever have before.
I don't know. I think
And
we'll
I
actually
liked it.
Well, excuse me, Mom. I'm playing two characters, so I think my grand total is probably quite a bit stickier than yours, my dear.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Okay. All right. For the actors, do you have a favorite Chucky that you like to work with?
I don't think you can say that.
Chucky that you like to work with.
Chucky, well, he's my dad, so I don't know. I guess I'm biased, but
Right.
the one that's my dad is
Okay.
my favorite.
The redhead.
I'd probably say Chucky.
Chucky is my favorite Chucky.
Right.
Yeah, Chucky.
Yeah,
Well,
probably
like
Chucky.
scarred
You know how
Chucky,
Chucky
because
kind
you've
of
worked with
Chucky-
scarred Chucky. There's burnt Chucky.
Burnt Chucky.
I like
There's
Scarred
Spot.
Chucky because Scarred Chucky was very sexy, and that's when Tiffany and Chucky were getting along. And so I have fond memories of Scarred Chucky, and besides, I sewed him together, so I was very fond of that look.
Right.
Although, I think we've got to give a shout out to how stinking sexy Nika Chucky is.
Nika Chucky is pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Then
Burnt
there's
Chucky.
melted Chucky.
Melted
Yeah.
Chucky is my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, he did get burnt in my room, so I can't say that. I can't
Yes.
say that I like.
Speaking of, all right, I need to, before, we're going to go to audience questions, but I have to talk about that. Like, and we talked earlier, the art direction of this show. I mean, we talk, like, this show looks better than TV shows should look that are about killer dolls.
Thank you.
It's gorgeously filmed. Devon's room has, Devon the character, has that incredible piece of art, like the wallpaper. There's even wallpaper, there's a wallpaper in the kids' in the school that is gorgeous. Like you had that shot at the party with the fire behind the kid and the slow-mo, it is beautifully shot. Your team is crushing this show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's important to us for everything to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Nothing but the best for our Chucky fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
No expense spared. We don't get paid anything, so don't have this really expensive production design.
I get paid $3 an hour, okay, man. I don't know.
Yeah, our production designer this year his name is John Donterman. I don't know if you've seen, Jennifer had posted earlier this year a really funny video with her doing a tour of Jennifer Tilly's mansion, and she runs into some guy she refers to as, who's this guy off the street? But it's John Donterman, our production designer, who did an amazing job, and our director of photography, Chris Sues, just an artist.
It's
Yeah,
artistry,
it's,
right? It's absolutely beautiful.
I personally, as a creative person, one of my interests in the horror genre is, to me, it's really interesting, the intersection of suspense and violence and beauty. I just think they're like two interesting opposing colors that go really well together.
Right. And Zach, you spend probably the most time on set with Chucky.
Probably.
Yeah. How has that relationship been? You seem to have reached an understanding.
You know what? I mean, I don't want to give away too much in the series, but I feel like we have grown closer as people. You know, we've gotten to know each other, and, you know, it's been great getting to know Chucky. And, you know, I have to say something. Seeing everybody dressed as, like, Chucky and, like, all, like, the dolls in the audience, it's super cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for
Because you guys, right, you guys haven't gotten to do a convention like this, right?
I was here last year, but I never got to...
This is
be
my
on
first
stage, right?
convention.
Yeah. It is so cool, yeah. And you did try to give Chucky a very good life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I tried.
You know, we can't be blamed for our children. So we're going to go to the audience questions. You guys want to go to this? And
Hi, I have a question.
oh, okay. All right. Oh.
My question.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
There you
Don,
are.
My question is for you. I saw the premiere. It was really great. I know you're protecting spoilers, but I think I have
that
to
Alex?
know.
Is that Alex Vincent?
Oh my God!
What are you doing here, Andy Barclay?
Get out of here!
Andy, you're
I came all this way because, Don, I have to know, is Andy Barkley dead?
Oh.
Yeah. See? Well, let's ask the crowd. Okay, do you want Andy Barkley to survive that crash from season 1?
Yes.
You heard it here.
You heard?
I have to go. I have some re-edit.
Yeah. You want to? We're just going to get a car for
security,
you.
can somebody get this guy?
All right. Well,
Thanks.
the people have spoken.
The people
All right.
seem to have
Thank you,
spoken,
Alex.
But we'll see what happens.
You can catch Alex. He is going to be signing in the next few days. He has a booth. So
right.
if you want more Alex Vincent, go visit his booth.
Nice.
I love you, Alex.
All right. So first, we're going to go right down here.
I have a question for Miss Jennifer Till.
Jennifer Tilly.
Hello, little Tiffany. How cute you are.
Thank you. What's your favorite scene?
Well, I see you have a decapitated Chucky head. And I would have to say that was a very joyful moment for me when I carved off Chucky's head and started yelling at him. You know, we've all had abusive boyfriends, and one day, you know, they just push you over the edge, and you just have to cut off their head and give them a piece of your mind.
All right. And
Can you set my Chucky head?
Good night, little Tiffany. Good night, Chucky head. So nice to meet you.
all right. And
she
also,
have another
I
question?
think we've got something for her. We should probably give her something, right?
Oh, we have something for her.
I think we have something.
A present?
Yeah, we should have a
I have
present.
a
Don't we
bottle of water.
Did we
here.
not? We have-
Little Chucky head.
that, oh, you got it right there. Yes, there you go.
That,
There's a Chucky
yay!
mask for you.
I thought you were going to have to give up your tiara.
Oh, nobody
All right,
takes
thank
my
you.
tiara.
It's Jennifer Tilly's entire outfit. Woo.
That's right. Well, I wish it was, but they said there's going to be kids in the audience, so I had to put on a dress as well.
All right. Oh, somebody dropped a phone right there. Go ahead.
Okay, I didn't expect Casper to be here, so I didn't prepare a question. Don, I know you said just at the beginning of this that you would do multiple movies in addition to other shows and stuff. Do you have any ideas as far as that goes? Like anything concrete, or?
I have 35 years worth of ideas that I spend a very unhealthy amount of my life thinking about Chucky. And one of the things that happens when you do movies and TV series over the course of decades and decades, you get a lot of ideas and it doesn't work out for the thing you happen to be working on. You put the idea in a drawer, And then a decade later, you're thinking, okay, we're in this situation. What can happen now? Oh my God, I remember this thing. So yeah, I have an inexhaustible supply of ideas for the Chucky universe if you guys ask for it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love the continuity, by the way. The continuity is
Oh,
amazing.
thank you. Yeah, that's something that is really important to all of us, is that we're spinning this tangled web of narrative that goes on for going on 40 years now.
Wow. All right.
For example, Don wanted the babysitter to die in the bathtub, and then they had to throw out a window instead. And then many years later, he had Tiffany die in the bathtub. So these ideas come in useful, right, Don?
They do, and that was a better death for you
Yeah.
in the bubble bath than
It's
it would
like
have been
it's
for
your
Dynamite.
dream board.
I loved it. So much fun.
Go ahead.
So throughout like all the movies, even though it's like changed through genres, and I guess mainly for you, Don, but I guess I'll address it to the rest of you as well. But it seems like the one thing that's kind of stuck throughout the entire series is this feeling of family, whether it be in the movies itself or out. When you look at, you know, how just people come together within the series, and also like how you have both Brad and Fiona, I think it's fantastic. But I'm wondering, like, what kind of inspired you to kind of put that feeling into the series, and I guess how does all the cast kind of feel they've come together as a family as well throughout the filming of all this?
The reason I've done this over the years, for me personally, I think I just get attached to people very easily. I don't know why. And then if we have a good working relationship and then that turns into a good personal relationship, I said like, okay, you're gonna stay. You're a keeper. It's like what happened with Devon last year. We all just like, he's pretty cool. Maybe he's a keeper. We should bring him back.
Yeah, we kind of liked him.
But you all voted against me on that video.
Because Chucky's the boss. I'm a huge James Bond fan, and the way that the Broccoli family has conducted that franchise, I don't know if you're familiar, but they do that. They bring actors back in different roles. For example, you know, when The Man with the Golden Gun, Maud Adams was playing one character, and then a decade later, she came back to play Octopussy. And they do that with several actors, and as a kid, I just thought that that was fascinating, and I loved that aspect of it. Plus, shortly after I arrived in Hollywood, one of the first people I worked with was Dino De Laurentiis and Raffaella De Laurentiis and Dino's wife, who sadly passed away last year, Martha De Laurentiis. And I don't know, maybe it's an Italian thing, because I'm Italian also, but hi, Italian.
It's very mafia.
No, but it's like once you're in, you're in. And then you're part of this family, and I loved, shortly after I arrived in Hollywood, they made me feel welcome, and I felt like I was a part of the family again, and I just loved conducting business that way to make it.
They burned a saint, they made him
personal.
cut his hand.
What's that?
That's a mafia thing.
We all love Don Mancini, and he really sets the tone on a set. And we have a hashtag that we use, which is hashtag Chucky Family. Like, I think everybody pretty much loves everyone on this movie, except for Devon and Chucky don't get along. They're both assholes, so. But the rest of us, it's a big love fest.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. First off, I just want to say, for those who came to New York Comic Con for the first time, welcome. And my question is to everyone. First of all, for, I can't even say the name. What was your most popular, not popular, but like, what was the film that you liked working on the most in the franchise? And for the rest of you, what was your favorite film in the Chucky?
Oh.
Well, I had a great time working on Seed of Chucky, so.
Whoa.
Good hand.
Is that for all of us?
Yeah. What movie?
Okay. It's so hard. I love them all. You know, all the movies are like my kids in a way.
Pick a
I have a
favorite.
special feeling for Bride of Chucky, for Child's Play 2, Bride of Chucky, and Curse of Chucky. And I think for most people, the consensus fan favorite seems to be Child's Play 2. And I think part of the reason people love that, I think, is the relationship between Andy and Kyle. And I think people really pick up the vibe that exists in real life between Alex Vincent and Christine Lees. And I loved Bride of Chucky because that represented a successful reinvention of it, where we turned it into a comedy, and it was kind of a risk, and it worked. And that's when I met Jen, and we became friends, and so that became very special to me. And then similarly with Curse of Chucky, that happened with Fiona as well. So it's just partly it's largely because of the people involved.
I'll say something. I guess I've always said like I like Child's Play 2 the most, but after I kind of watched them all again because they were playing all the movies before the premiere came out, and I saw Cult of Chucky. I don't know if that played, but I saw that one, and I remember how much I kind of liked like the art in that, and I love how there's like snow and like blood and stuff. I don't know. I love like those kind of connections, and I really like the art design and kind of the shots in that film especially, and I like that one a lot. I don't know.
Wow.
That's babe.
I liked Bride of Chucky the best. Only because I was just laughing, me and my family, the whole time. Not because it was like stupid, just because it was really funny.
I have a soft spot for Seed of Chucky. I just love how wacky it is, and I love Jennifer, and I love Glenda. And I just think it's so much fun, and like Bjorgvin said, the art direction in that movie is insane. It's just so wacky and gorgeous and beautiful.
I really liked Seed of Chucky too because of Glenn and Glenda, and just because of how crass it is. It's
nasty.
So amazing.
Yeah.
My favorite was Bride of Chucky because you never forget your first time.
Mom, oh my God.
Oh, sorry. Sorry,
Delicate
Glenda.
ears.
Sorry. Tiffany, when you see the movie, the television series, Tiffany is not a very good mother, and I don't think I'm giving anything away. She loves Glenda. They're excellent, but Tiffany is not an example of prime child rearing to emulate. That's all. Sorry.
For me, it was the original #1 because I just remember being a young kid and picking that video box and not knowing. We didn't have the internet, so you couldn't just Google a trailer. It came strictly from seeing the box, looking at the back, and being curious about what it was, taking it home, putting it on, and just being blown away by this killer doll that comes back to life. And yeah, it started it all for me, and I've seen every film since. And yeah, that was my. That just because it started it. That's why, because Final Destination is my favorite one, the first one, and so.
Mine too.
Yes.
Same.
So it's always the original. I always go with #1.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I already answered.
Yeah. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you. Can we get them a mask, please? Thank you. All right. Go ahead.
My question is for Don. So, speaking of a possible Chucky-verse, we've got Chucky, Tiffany, Glenn, and Glenda. Are we going to get another doll anytime in the future?
Oh.
Maybe.
Did you see the, episode 1 the other night?
No.
Oh.
Not.
Check it out. There's a new doll. New doll on the block.
True.
Yeah.
So the answer lies in episode 1.
Well, it's actually an old doll, isn't it? That doll was first introduced in Bride of Chucky.
La 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 la.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
How you doing today, everybody? First and foremost, Don, Tiffany, I want to, while you guys are here, I'm going to give you your flowers. And I want to thank you guys for all the hard work, especially you, Don. You know, it touches me because I grew up watching your videos, and now I can watch them with my kids. And I want to thank the cast as well, because now I can sit there and watch it with my kids at such a young age. And it means so much to me to see how far this franchise came.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now,
Did you say you're going to give us flowers?
Yes, I want to give you flowers while you can smell them. So, the main question I always wanted to know, and this could go for everybody, but specifically, mainly for you, Don. You cannot think about horror without thinking about Chucky. And I think everybody will agree with this. You have set such a high bar that anything that has to do with any puppets or dolls or anything that's cringy, funny, horror, you hit the nail right on it.
Thank you.
So my question is, how does it feel for you and everyone else to know that you guys have made such a remarkable piece of history that can never be duplicated, and you guys are here to stay forever for hundreds of years from now? Wow. You cannot not bring up Chucky. If I could guarantee everybody in this room, if you had to talk about a Mount Rushmore of horror, you cannot not mention Chucky. So how do you guys feel to be a part of such an amazing history?
I feel lucky and grateful, not to sound corny, every day. I'm very, very grateful for it. So thank you for that. That means so much. Thank you.
Really, it makes you feel so good when you come to Comic-Con. You see all you wonderful fans out there to see how much people love Chucky and enjoy it. I went to a restaurant last night, and all the busboys came out, and some of them didn't speak English, but they knew the word Chucky. And I just felt so good. It's like, well, I'm not, curing world order, but I'm making people happy just by existing in the Chucky multiverse.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, like he was saying, you can't. No one doesn't know Chucky. I feel like you can ask anybody. It's a household name at this point. And it's all owed to Don and Alex and everybody who worked on the first movie, and all up to you guys as well. So thank you guys so much for liking the series.
Awesome. And go to you.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, how does it feel to witness the people you worked with get killed on in the show?
Who is that question for?
Oh, yeah.
Devon.
Me?
Oh, I don't know how to pronounce your name.
Bjorgvin. Bjorgvin? It's for me?
Sure.
Okay. Sure.
You remember your mom?
Oh,
my
God.
She got jokes.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy to that's a good question. So I got to work with Rochelle. She's great. We kind of bonded a little bit, and she kind of became like my mom on set. And then I see her die, and I'm like, oh, dang, okay. But I guess it's a little bit hard because I kind of know how movies are made, so it's kind of hard to like get in there and know they're dead because they're not actually dead. But that's one thing I always have trouble with, is kind of getting to that kind of emotion. But yeah, it's kind of funny for some reason sometimes when I see it. It's that I'm kind of messed up though. I don't know. I thought it was funny.
When I tell you that scene where his mom dies was the most nerve-wracking scene to film ever, because we had a real person, stunt person, actually taking the tumble down the stairs. And so they go, action. She falls down the stairs. I don't understand how a human can do that. And then we have to come in, hit our marks perfectly, do all, he has to break down or whatever, and we have to do this, and it's like,
whatever. Okay.
We were so nervous.
Because every time we mess up, she has to fall down the stairs again, so.
It was, every time we mess up, she has to put herself through that. It was so nerve-wracking.
Oh my God. All right, speaking of mothers, though, I do want to ask, is Lexi's mother like the Marjorie Taylor Greene of Hackensack? Is that what she's becoming as the mayor? I feel like
Wait, is Barbara here?
Barbara Alyn Woods.
There's Barbara. There's Mayor Michelle.
Talk about, and again, a great messy blonde. Yeah.
Which is so much fun. And I want to just thank Dawn for giving us that opportunity to work together, because working with your mom, and she's been my mentor my entire life, so getting to work with her was an honor, and it was so much fun. I want to thank Dawn for that.
All right.
Wow, look at that. It's time down to the
Oh my God, that is perfect. Perfect. All right. Well, I got to wrap up. Time ran out. I want to, first of all, love a priest in a satin robe. I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank all of you guys for being awesome. Don Mancini and the incredible cast of Chucky on SYFY, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.